this and that and that. Don't just come to you, like we do in the African Union, Madame, Excellence, just like a theater. That's why I don't attend those African Union meetings anymore. I don't have time for. So all these traitors have now collapsed. People in Mali, people in Burkina Faso use the failure of neocolonialism to build now real African freedom.
Okay, Mr. President, what is happening nowadays in the continent of Africa? There are those who believe that these are revolutions and those who believed also that these are coups. What is your opinion on this?
So now what is happening is that whatever somebody sows, that's what he harvests. So all these traitors have now collapsed in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Central African Republic. It's chaos everywhere.
Well, neocolonialism is failing, according to what Mr. President you're talking about. So how can you help Africans, especially youth, so that they can become more patriotic, build their countries instead of running away from this continent and be used by imperialists?
When some of us are still here, we can help you to build a new force, of patriotism, because now neocolonialism has failed. Neocolonialism has failed. People in Nigeria itself, Nigeria, everywhere they are harvesting the bad fruits of neocolonialism. So what do the progressive parties do? They must help to create a new force, to use the failure of neocolonialism to build now real African freedom.
Yes, great. We want a real freedom. I hope you mean economic freedom. So freedom that can make Africa grow economically and develop the continent. So in order to succeed this, we also need to remove borders and allow free movement of people and goods. This can be achievable in the current situation that we have in the continent of Africa.
Because CFTA, how would you have it with chaos everywhere? How would you have it with Burkina Faso? How would you have it with Mali? How would you have it with the Central African Republic? How would you have it with Eastern Congo, that Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo? Those traitors who took over after, that's what I was telling His Excellency Tshisekedi. You need to decide, are you on the side of the traitors, or are you on the side of the freedom fighters? Because that's how they end up. They just come, they end up being nothing. Because traitors cannot be, the first thing, the traitors cannot build an army. No. They can't build a national political party because they are sectarian, tribes, religion. Because of that, they can't build an army. So how will you have anything without an army, without a party, without how to see how to move some of these situations, how to work together?
Well, you have said good. So Congo Democratic Republic is the richest resources country in the world, and now it has a problem. All of us, we are clear that in the Eastern Congo, there's no peace. So what can we do to help and rescue this situation so that all the people of Africa can be benefiting from resources in the Democratic Republic of Congo, even those who are in Congo?
In Eastern Congo now we have intervened with our army there. We can help them. But there are what we cannot do, which can only be done by the locals, by the to build an army, to build a militia force. They fear militia force. When you say we build a militia force, oh, it will turn against us. How will the militia turn against you? The militia are defending themselves against the terrorists. Why would they be against you unless you have got something evil you are doing to them? So this ideological, don't forget the ideological, and you also become bureaucratic and honorable minister. And we have seen a lot of those, and they have not helped us.
Well, Mr. President, if we leave Democratic Republic of Congo, Africa is the richest continent in terms of minerals and other still discovered. So why do you, as among of African Union leaders, do not put together strategy on our minerals? For example, you can put maybe the policy that there's no need and we cannot sell low minerals outside of the continent. All minerals must be processed here in the continent. What AU strategic on African minerals? Because you attend these meetings, what are you discussing there?
These items should be listed. South Africa, this and that and that. Don't just come to you, like we do in the African Union, Madame, Excellence, just like a theater. That's why I don't attend those African Union meetings anymore. I don't have time for. So come with concrete. What can Uganda produce that South Africa needs? What can South Africa produce? For me, I have told you about coal. And we are developing electric cars. We have already moved very far. Electric cars, our scientists have built them. But in order for the electric vehicles, buses, to be economic, it is also good that we make the batteries locally in Uganda. And of course, we are looking at lithium and other minerals in Uganda. They may be there, but in case they are not, South Africa has got a lot of those minerals. So you can check that, so that you go industry, even if there are 5 or 6, which you identify, you say South Africa can do this, Uganda can do this, and Uganda can be assisted to do this. And now, of course, Uganda has got, with agriculture, things are much easier, because here away from the equator, I hear people have got only one rainy season. That's what I hear. But there, near the equator, we have 2 rainy seasons. That's why these Ugandans are lazy, you see, because life is very easy for them. You don't have to work very hard, you know. Even a fool can survive in Uganda. So those agro-based that South Africa may need, cheap, they are plenty. They are plenty. Because I don't know, where do you get your bananas from? Do you grow bananas here?
Yes, we do. In the north and in the east.
Big panties or?
Yeah, towards the north, yes, but not as big as yours.
Not
as big as yours.
So really, that's what this Ministry of Trade, the other young lady, there's my brother here, this is, we are together, he's as old as me, this one. He's quite ancient. This one here. But the other young girl, she's you should help the old man to list Don't just come, Excellence, Madame, Mademoiselle.
Well, you are not attending, but remember you said neocolonialism is failing, but you see, I remember in the early days of of freedom, independence, many African leaders, some of them taken away from power. Do you see this is coming again?
And these people thought it was a joke. There were two lines. The imperialists and those who listened to them, and we who were led by Mwalimu Nyerere and Nkrumah and other people, who wanted freedom, freedom meaning freedom. Now, the other group did not listen to us. Not only that, but they killed many of our people. They killed Lumumba. In Congo, they thought they were very smart. Killed Lumumba. Why did you kill Lumumba? Because Lumumba was independent-minded. In Burundi, they killed Rwagasore. They killed Ngenda Numwe. They killed in Rwanda, they killed the king there, Rudahigwa. Then in West Africa, they were killing all these people, Felix Mumi and all that. They overthrew Nkrumah. They thought they were very clever. They overthrew Modibo Keita in Mali. So their strategy was puppets. Put puppets everywhere. Even in Tanganyika, they tried to overthrow Mwalimu at one time. They tried, but they didn't succeed.
Well, brothers and sisters, I'm just trying to ask this critical question to myself. I'm just imagining when I meet Mr. President, but that is the reality. And Mr. President is speaking very well concerning about the issue. He is very clear about the issue of African Union, that now it is the time for African Union to point and to create good strategic method to determine and to understand minerals that are found in Africa. Not only minerals, they can also see how they can put these economic zones, industrial zones, so that the people of Africa can understand that if you go to Mali, for instance, you're going to meet gold. If you go to Liberia, you're going to meet lava. If you go to Niger, you're going to meet uranium. If you go to Tanzania, you're going to meet Mount Kilimanjaro, gold, natural gas. You're going to meet Serengeti, something that if you go to Kenya, you're going to meet Masai Mara. You're going to meet Mount Kenya. That now we need the people of Africa to be aware with what is in Africa. So that's why maybe he was confused that maybe he will not attend the African Union summit, because it looks like it is the meeting of excellencies, madam, whatever he's trying to say. But all in all, what we are talking about is to come together. At the end of the day, we need to come together to collect these mistakes that has been made. So I think Mr. President does not need to run away from these annual jamborees. You have to go and speak the truth. I remember one of the speech, very powerful, from President Mugabe. Is spoken, and that speech will be remembered by almost even the coming generation. So to run away from this issue, it is not a solution. Please, Mr. President, maybe you can find solution how you can tell your fellow leaders on how we can build this continent together. Yes, you have said there are those who have been controlled, betraying. We know that there are those who are under control. But all in all, what we want to say is, if we come together as the people of Africa, we have a positive conversation among ourselves, a constructive, and we can unite for the purpose. We can move forward. That is my opinion on this. With those few words, brothers and sisters, let us say take care. See you next time. Thank you.